Good morning, everyone. My name is Rayon. I'm Dan with.
I'm Lily.
Nice to meet you, Lily. Can you tell us a little about yourself and your background in computing?
Yeah, absolutely. So I really got into computing career-wise when I was in high school. I had always had this love for computers. I was huge into video games. And once it came time to decide what I wanted to study in college, I ended up taking a programming class in high school. It was one of my last semesters. I was still really trying to figure out what I enjoyed, and I took this class and I loved it. So I ended up pursuing computer science. Now I am an undergraduate at UNC Charlotte.
That's what I'm over here. As a computer science student, I'm sure you have heard about the concerns when it comes to AI art.
Yes.
And how essentially stealing the art style and essentially art itself from the actual creators. Because essentially how AI art works is it takes existing styles and existing forms of art and uses that to create its own new or essentially copies of this previous made art from actual humans and actual creators, who are essentially losing their livelihood because of this. What are some concerns you have ethically about AI art?
That's a great question. Kind of pretty much exactly as you mentioned, AI functions on data sets. For generative AI to create works of art, it needs to pull from this vast library of other artwork. And the big problem right now is that a lot of these generative AI models are creating these libraries with art that does not belong to them. So artists who are making their careers, living their lives, feeding their families off of the work that they create is being taken, fed to AI, which is creating other works of art that are now being bought and sold. I did a bit of research not that long ago and looked into a court case where a few artists sued a specific generative AI company claiming that their artwork was used for their training data set, but the case did not go in their favor because they could not prove their work was used, because generative AI won't spit out an exact copy. You can't prove copyright the same way when you're not getting an exact replica as your result. So in a regular case, you would compare item A and item B. You would look at the similarities. It's pretty cut and dry. But with generative AI, when it's pulling bits and pieces from hundreds, if not thousands, of different works of art, there's no exact way to pinpoint whether one particular piece of art was used or not. But there are instances where certain artists will have seen their signatures appear in AI-generated images. So it's really taking away from these people who are working hard.
Mm-hmm. There are actually very few solutions to this. Can you think of any that might help us determine whether these AI are stealing art from actual creators, or whether it will only get harder for us to determine whether it was stolen or not?
I personally feel like the best solution to the problem would be getting permission from artists. Whether you are reaching out to small companies or individual independent creators versus larger groups of artists, and you just ask for permission. You pay for the artwork and you add it to your library, you pay for the license. It is inherently stealing when you are taking work, not inherently, it's stealing when you take work that does not belong to you and you profit off of it. If a generative AI model is creating a data set and they go out and they contact artists, they say, hey, I'll give you this much money, we need this many works of art to create this library data set. That would be a job for the artist would be recognized for their work, and they would be compensated for the work that they created. I feel like that is a fair way to approach using generative AI for visual art.
I definitely agree with everything you said there. Thank you so much for your time, Lily.
Of course. Thank you so much.